Good morning, students. Let us study the lesson 3 Laws of Motion and the topic acceleration of the particle moving in a inclined plane and the velocity with which it reaches the bottom. Now we see the diagram. When an object of mass m slides on frictionless surface inclined at an angle theta, the forces acting on it decides the acceleration of the object and then speed of the object when it reaches the bottom. Now, the force acting on an object is 1. Downward gravitation force mg. Second one, normal force perpendicular to the inclined surface n. Now we draw the free body diagram. The block is assumed to be point mass. Since the motion is on the inclined surface, you have to choose the coordinate system parallel to the inclined surface. The gravitation force mg is resolved into parallel component mg sin theta along the inclined plane and perpendicular component mg cos theta perpendicular to the inclined surface. Note that the angle made by the gravitational force mg with the perpendicular to the surface is equal to the angle of inclination theta. There is no motion of acceleration along the y-axis, applying Newton's second law in the y direction. So, now we get the equation minus mg cos theta Jacob plus capital N Jacob is equal to 0. That means no acceleration. By comparing the components on both sides, n minus mg cos theta is equal to 0. Now we get n is equal to mg cos theta. The magnitude of normal force capital N exerted by the surface is equivalent to mg cos theta. The object slides along the x direction, applying Newton's second law in the x direction. So, mg sin theta I cap is equal to ma I cap. So, I cancel agudhu. Mg sin theta is equal to ma or ma is equal to mg sin theta. By comparing the component on both sides, we can equate mg sin theta is equal to ma. The acceleration of the sliding object is a is equal to g sin theta. So, cancel. Now we get acceleration a is equal to g sin theta. Now we used the equation, kinematic equation is used to find the speed of object when it reaches the bottom. The acceleration is constant throughout the motion. So v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as along the x direction. So the velocity v is equal to root of 2as sin theta. Now you substitute the value a. So now we get the velocity v is equal to root of 2s g sin theta. Consider two blocks of masses m1 and m2. m1 is greater m2, kept in contact with each other on a smooth horizontal frictionless surface as shown in figure. Consider two blocks masses on horizontal surface m1 is greater m2. M is combined masses and A is acceleration along x-axis. F21 is force on m2 by m1. F12 is force on m1 by m2. Applying Newton's law. To find the acceleration A, so now you apply the Newton's second law, has to be applied to the system. Now we mean combined mass m is m1 plus m2. So F is equal to m into A. So F I vector is equal to m A I vector. So I cancelled. By comparing components on both sides of above equation, F I vector is equal to m A I vector, or F I cap is equal to m A I cap. So I cap cancelled. Now we get the equation capital F is equal to m A, where m is equal to m1 plus m2. The acceleration of the system is given by A is equal to F by F, A is equal to F by m1 plus m2. Now we see the free body diagram of block of mass m1. Now we get the equation F I cap minus F12 I cap is equal to m1 A I cap. By comparing the components on both sides of the above equation, we get F minus F12 is equal to m1A. So substitute the equation 2 in 1. Now we get the formation of F12 is equal to capital F minus m1 into capital F by m1 plus m2. Now force on m1. So we get F12 is equal to F m2 by m1 plus m2. The above equation comparing and rearranging, now we get the value F12 is equal to capital F m2 by m1 plus m2. And this direction along minus of x direction, the another force. Free body diagram of block of masses m2. Now we get the equation applying Newton's second law for mass m2. So we get the equation F21 I cap is equal to m2 A I cap. By comparing the components on both sides of the above equation, F21 is equal to m2A. This step is equation 3. So substitute the equation 1 in 3. The force on m1 is F21 is equal to F m2 by m1 plus m2. Now the direction of this force is along the positive x direction. Equation in vector notation, the force acting on mass m2 exerted by mass m1 is F 1 2 vector z. In vector notation, F12 vector is equal to minus F21 vector, which confirms Newton's third law. Motion of connected bodies. In vertical motion, consider two blocks of masses m1 and m2 connected by a light and inextensible string that passes over a pulley, as shown in figure. Let the tension in the string to be T and the acceleration A. When the system is released, both the blocks start moving. M2 is vertically and upward direction and M1 is downward direction. And with the same, the acceleration is at A. The gravitational force M1g on mass M1 is used in lifting the masses M2. Finding the acceleration, the masses M1 and M2, applying Newton's second law of motion for masses M2. Now we get the equation capital T Jacob minus M2G Jacob is equal to M2A Jacob. Next one, M2 mass. Now we find the equation M1G Jacob minus T Jacob is equal to M1A Jacob. So the mass M1 moves downward, so minus Jacob. Its acceleration is along minus Jacob direction. By comparing the components on both sides, now we get the equation T minus M1G is equal to minus M1A. So M1G minus T is equal to M1A. Adding equation 1 and 2. So now we get the function M1 minus M2 into G is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. Now we get the value of A is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. This function is equation number 3. If both the masses are equal, so M1 is equal to M2 from equation 3. So we get the answer A is equal to 0. Next one, to find the finding tension. So substitute the equation 3 in 1. Now we get the function T minus M2G is equal to M2 into M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. So rearranging and simplifying the above equation, now we get the value, or now we get the function tension T is equal to 2 M1 M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. Motion of horizontally connected bodies. Let us see the diagram. Mass M2 is kept on a horizontal table and mass M1 is hanging through a small pulley as shown in figure. Assume that there is no friction on the surface. As both the blocks are connected to the unstretchable string, if M1 moves with an acceleration A downward direction, then M2 is also moves with the same acceleration A horizontally. Now the forces acting on a mass M2 are kept on a horizontal table. So the force is divided into direction 1, downward gravitational force m2g, second one upward normal force capital N exerted by the surface, third one horizontal tension T exerted by the string. M1 hanging over pulley. This side no friction on the surface. So the force acting on a mass M1 are, one is downward gravitation force M1g, and then tension T acting upward directions. So no friction on the surface. Now we see the free body diagram. Now you see the free body diagram for the both masses is shown in figure. Applying Newton's second law for M1. The mass M1. Now we get the equation Tj minus M1g j cap is equal to minus M1a j cap along the y direction. Newton's second law for M1. Now we get the equation T j cap minus M1 g j cap is equal to minus M1a j cap along the y direction. By comparing the components on both sides of above equations, now we get the formation T minus M1g is equal to minus M1a. Applying Newton's second law for M2 mass. Now we get the function T I cap is equal to M2a I cap along x direction. By comparing the components on both sides of above equation, T is equal to M2a. There is no acceleration along y direction for M2. Now we get the function E capital N j cap minus M2g j cap is equal to 0. By comparing the components on both sides of the above equation, capital N minus M2g is equal to 0. Now we get the capital N is equal to M2g. By substituting the equation, now we can find the tension T. Substituting the equation 3 in 1, now we can find the tension T. M2a minus M1g is equal to minus M1a. M2a plus M1a is equal to M1g. Now we get acceleration value A is equal to M1g by M1 plus M2. This step is equation 4. Substitute equation 4 in 3. Now we get the value T. T is equal to M1 M2g by M1 plus M2. Law of conservation of total linear momentum statement. If there are no external forces acting on the system, then the total linear momentum of the system P vector total is always a constant vector. When two particles interact with each other, they exert equal and opposite forces on each other. The particle 1 exerts force F21 on particle 2, and particle 2 exerts an exactly equal and opposite forces F12 vector on particle 1. According to Newton's third law. Now F21 means the force exerted by particle 1 on particle 2. F12 means force exerted by particle 2 on particle 1. P1 means momentum of a particle 1 and P2 means momentum of a particle 2. Now according to Newton's third law, now we get the formula F vector F21 vector is equal to minus of F12 vector. This is Newton's third law. In terms of momentum of particles, the force on each particle, so Newton's second law can be written as, so dp1 vector by dt is equal to minus dp2 vector by dt. Now dp1 and dp2, these steps are common in the d is taken out. dp1 vector by dt is equal to minus dp2 vector by dt. So dp1 dt vector plus dp2 vector by dt is equal to 0. So d common இருக்கு, d வெளியே எடுத்துறணும். So d into p1 vector plus p2 vector divided by dt is equal to 0. It implies that p1 vector plus p2 vector is equal to constant vector. Now p1 vector plus p2 vector is the total linear momentum of two particles. It is also called as a total linear momentum of the system.